Acworth is a very historic place with something for everyone to do. Ranging from historical events to parks and beaches, there is something for everyone to do no matter the age. But for the history today, it is just a beginning.
I think something that's really unusual that nobody knows about, and that is that during the Civil War, and toward the end of the Civil War in 1864, General Sherman comes here and camps in the city. There was no fighting, there was no battle here, but he camps here in the summer of 1864 before the Battle of Kennesaw Mountain. And he stays here, and as he gets ready to leave, he has this thing about fire. So he decides that he doesn't want to leave anything in the city. So he actually burns down the city. Probably weren't that many buildings, but burns down all but about 4 buildings and leaves 4 buildings standing. And he leaves, goes down to get ready to fight the battle for Kennesaw Mountain. I think General Sherman helped us to become this historic place that we are today.
Downtown Acworth offers amazing, diverse restaurants for families to enjoy, such as Henry's Louisiana Grill, Center Street Tavern, and Nibbles Grill. But one of the restaurants that is special to downtown Acworth is Gabriel's at the Old Mill.
Unique things about this restaurant is that it's in a historic building, built in 1870 as a flour mill. It later became a textile mill, and it stood strong all these years, all this beautiful old brick. It burned to the ground sometime in the 1990s for reasons we don't know. And in the early 2000s, our current mayor, Tommy Allagood, saw something special in the building and restored it and opened it as a restaurant.
Something historic about Acworth is without a doubt the train that cuts right through the city today. No one in the city knows when it passes by, but when it does, it's something interesting to watch go by, especially for the kids.
The railroad that goes right through the center of town today was built in 1832. And as it was built as just in the beginning kind of a stop, and it wasn't called Acworth in the beginning, it was called Northcutt Station. Sometime around 1845, an engineer from a place in New Hampshire called Acworth stops here one day and decides to name the city. It's not a city at this point, but decides to name Northcutt Station and rename it to Acworth. So that's 1845. In 1862, the city is formally created corporately, has a formal identity and recognized to be Acworth, Georgia.
That's the beautiful thing about trains. Those tracks run forever, and you never know exactly where the trains come from or where it's going. It shakes the building a little bit. It gets the kids excited. Often they'll run out onto the patio to get a up-close view of the train as it goes by.
The city of Acworth is a great community for families to feel safe and be active with everyone around them. However, the mayor has his own impression on what it's like to compare the city to.
As I was growing up, there was a great show on TV, and it was called Mayberry, RFD. And it was a story of a little town in North Carolina in which everybody knew one another, and it was safe, and it was a friendly town, and all the people that lived in the town helped one another, and everybody knew one another. And I think the city of Acworth is very much like that Mayberry RFD, that place that people want to be, where people know one another. They know the mayor by his first name. They know the police chief by his name, and people feel safe and friendly. That's what we are.
Another important piece next to downtown Acworth is the supply of parks, such as Logan Farm Park, Franner Brown Park, and Acworth Beach. These are great places for families to come together to relax and enjoy the view around them. For Logan Farm Park, it is approximately 120 acres in the center of the city. It has great walking trails and a playground fun for the kids.
Recently, we've just completed a big new park expansion called the Logan Farm Park, and it's 18 acres. And as we completed that, we also tied together about 10 miles of connected walking trails. So we have a lot of recreation opportunities for families, from the lakes to the parks, and for all of our walking trails. And I think we have what I would term a very family-friendly, family-oriented community. We're the only city in Georgia that actually has, within the city limits, 2 lakes. We have Lake Acworth and Lake Altoona. We have two lakes and 4 beaches. There's not another city in the state of Georgia out of 536 cities that has 2 lakes and 4 beaches.
Downtown Acworth holds events every year for family and friends to be together and have a good time. These events include Easter egg hunting, Taste of Acworth, 4th of July fireworks, and the Spring Classic Car Cruise. All of these events are fun, but everyone has their own opinion on what their favorite one actually is.
I have 2 favorite events. One is National Day of Prayer. It's the first Thursday in May, in which we come together as a city and we pray for our community, we pray for the leadership in our community, and we just honor God. We have been so blessed that God has blessed our community and kept our community safe and brought us some really special people. So National Day of Prayer, and then July 4th, when we come together to celebrate our country's independence, and we take that opportunity to honor our veterans who have worked so hard and given so much to be able to keep us safe. So National Day of Prayer and July 4th. So I think we'll continue to grow. We'll continue to annex property and expand our city limits as we have done. And but I don't believe we'll ever lose our identity to be this safe and friendly place, because it's such a, we're so aware that that's what people want. People want to feel safe, and they want to live in a community that is friendly. That community, just like Mayberry RFD.